welcome back, people of the internet, to episode 3 of Medieval 2 Total War, the English campaign. Where to start? If you remember, if you watched the last campaign or the last video, the one before that, where we left off, William the Conqueror starting to get up there in age. He's living out the rest of his days in relative peace in London, as his children begin to expand the English Empire and bring their neighboring city-states under the banner of England. It's been pretty much established now that England is its own sovereign state away from France. The French monarchy no longer has control over the people of the north. William the Conqueror, as I said, living out his days in peace here in London, overseeing the empire from the capital. His eldest son and heir, Prince Rufus, still unmarried. He's 33 years of age, overseeing the recruitment and building and structuring of the Army of England out of Nottingham. Nottingham, our main fortress in the north right now. Overseeing the training and building of this force to bring their neighboring city-states under control, such as Canaveron and now Dublin. The people of England have long had a feud with the people of the Irish. The Irish have been very adamant about their maintaining their sovereignty and their independence. However, we're not sure what the Scots' intentions are. Their forces have not moved much throughout the course of this campaign. They do have an army here guarding their port and an army on the border with Inverness up there, so it looks like Inverness and the people of Scotland here in Edinburgh have some tensions as well. So the Scots maintaining a very defensive posture throughout the early opening stages of this game. We need to start, we can move our spy down now, we need to start making moves towards Dublin, because we don't want the Scots to grab this territory before us. There is a lot of tensions up here in the north. The Scots and the Irish don't like each other as much as the English and the Irish, so we're very worried at this point that the Scots will go to war and conquer the Irish, and thereby spreading their territories. We want to have control of this island up here and its resources. Down here in the south, Robert is now newly married. Here in Caen, he's been very busy building an army to defend his newly conquered lands from the French. There's fear that the French might be mounting a force to invade. There's been some probing attacks. Not really attacks, I shouldn't say that. Some probing forces have entered the woods down here south of Caen to either scout our defenses or to slowly try and creep their territory back into ours. Nevertheless, a strong force must be mustered to defend against that. Spain has also pushed up. As we can see, there's an orange border here. So Spain has captured this town down here. And so maybe that could be another reason why the French are building a large army in this area, to try and maintain a defensive posture as well against all these hostilities massing on their borders. It's a Danish diplomat. Our diplomat is over here. Who is this guy? Lawrence. Lawrence is busy trying to find the Polish. They're around here somewhere. I know we made contact with the Poles, that's right. But now we're trying to find the Russians to begin trade negotiations with them. So, enough said there. Looks like we've already made some... Yeah, we're building farms down here in London to help feed the armies. Nottingham's not doing anything. York, we're building our chapel. That's an objective we have right now. It'll gain us some reputation with the Pope. Woohoo. I believe a grandchild came into the family as well. Yes, young Henry, 19, married to the beautiful Langliva, age 27. They have their first daughter. The king now has his first grandchild. So the royal family doing well. There's marriage, children, not so much peace throughout the realm as England begins to solidify itself in the world. We do right now boast the strongest army, the strongest nation in the world. So we're on our way to the top. Let's go ahead and end the turn here. See what the French do. See, they're combining their forces and moving their forces north into some concealment there in the woods. Alright. We still are the #1 ranked military. We are losing money though. We built our church, the Pope likes us. Henry is now fair in rule, so he's a dick. He's just like his father. He's very cruel. And he's very what's the word I'm looking for? He looks down on his subjects a little bit, but he is a fair ruler. No, nevertheless, Prince Rufus has got a dog. So everybody's getting married. Rufus gets a dog. He's that sibling. Alright, so we can now build a spy down here. We need to send spies south to get some eyes on the Spaniards and see what they're doing. Go ahead and build a grain exchange here in Rains to increase our trade. Canaveral, we're building farms. Nottingham can't build anything. In York, we can go ahead and build a grain exchange as well to help increase our overall trade. So Nottingham now, we need to start recruiting some more. I need longbowmen. That's what I need. Those are pretty expensive, so we're going to have to hold off on our recruitment for the meantime.
Orders. Sire. Orders.
This force will stay here for the moment until we can get a fleet up here to carry them across the channel to Dublin. Where is our fleet? Our fleet's over here. Looks like the rebels lifted their siege on that port there. So we'll go ahead and bring our fleet back closer to home. And by fleet, I mean 2 ships. We only have 2 cogs in that fleet. So, you know, that's the extent of our navy at the moment. Nothing much else to be done this turn. Our diplomat, Mr. Lawrence over here, needs to find these Russians. I believe there's a city up here close to that lake.
Journey planned out, sire.
Thank you. Alright, end the turn. Ah, so the French now marching north to try and go for Bruges. Okay. We have 15 turns now to take Dublin. We will receive 2,500 florins for taking it. That's a good bonus right there. Canaveral now has land clearance, so we can start building some farms there in Canaveral. We have a spy. Let's go ahead and send him south. And yeah, there is the Spain. People of Spain have taken Bordeaux, but looks like the Portuguese not very happy with the Spaniards blockading that port there. Alright, we need longbowmen. 2 units of them. Build some spearmen down here to head north, and fuck it, we'll just build a diplomat here and send him across the channel. So Bruges has a pretty strong force there. That must be why the French were mustering that very large army. I wonder what's the deal here? Why the French and the people of Bruges are at odds? One can only speculate. It's a very tactical position. Strategic is a better choice of words. Very strategic. There's guys in the fleet. What the hell? Where did they come from? I don't remember putting them there. Anyways, wonder how long those guys have been on board. Anyways, that's a very strategic position for the French. If they manage to take Bruges, they will have a port, and they will have the means to directly attack London. So the French taking Bruges could be a very tactical advantage in the future for them. We need to keep an eye on that situation there. Hopefully the people of Bruges will be able to beat back the French aggressors. I'm sure Robert's not blind to this down here in the south. Alright, so we can we build any more ships? No. Alright, let's go ahead and end our turn. Our diplomat continuing his journey to find the Russians. Alright.
Yes, my lord. Yes, sire. Tomorrow's journey planned out, sire.
William the Conqueror has a drill master, plus 25 points to movement. Somebody had a baby! Who had a baby? John is a new family member. Our marketplaces have been completed. Who had a baby? Oh man, Robert down in the south has a son. Excellent. The lineage has been... Oh, there's a damn rebel army forming up here. What the hell is this all about?
Fleet ready, sire. My lord. Sire. By your command.
Take care of this right now. The king does not tolerate rebels.
Combining forces, sire.
And he's going to set out with all of his cavalry to crush this rebel brigands. Brigands!
We shall slaughter them, my lord. Such is the fate of all who oppose us.
I can't
Yes,
believe
sire.
that.
Moving to
How
crush the
dare they? We
enemy.
can build another merchant down here. We need all the trade income we can possibly get. The Scots are moving some forces around. Looks like a character here has
Where to, sire?
moved out of Edinburgh. A diplomat now being sent over to the people of Dublin. This is interesting.
Yes.
And another rebel force over here are these Irish brigands. These might be the Irish sending a scouting force of their own
Hail, my king.
over to attack the Count of Arran or Probit, or it could be the remnants of these Welsh that defied
Will, sire, we
our
shall
British invasion force of Captain Morcar.
will we have triumph.
Some longbowmen, so these are the remainders of that force. Looks like a Welsh baron or something rising up and fighting to the last against Mr. Walter here and the English garrison. We're going to quickly suppress this force and ensure that rule is, or that peaceful, secure rule is established here. We cannot continue our campaign. Oh, it's foggy. We'll fight in the fog. No problem there. I like that formation. We'll go ahead and set them there in that formation. That's fine. Pull them back a little bit. Are we on a hillside? Yes, we are. Archers will deploy back here. The enemy's not going to come at us, though, so deploying on a hillside is kind of pointless, but we'll see how it plays out. Our Welshmen, allies, taking up the flanks. And we'll go ahead and pull our cavalry back just a little bit. Well, no, we'll keep them where they are. Start the deployment. Or end the deployment, start the battle. There's our battle line all drawn up here. Our Welsh allies have received better armor as well, it looks like. Or no, that's what they looked like before, so yeah. What remains of our English spearmen are, we had 3 units to begin with. They've all been consolidated down into one final spearman unit. And then our other unit of Welsh over here. Off in the fog, can't even see them, but the enemy's out there. What remains of the enemy resistance in this area, refusing to go down without a fight. And if it's a fight they want, then by gods, it's a fight they're gonna get. I'm super OCD about how my units are set up, and they need to be in a complete line. There's the rebel force over there. As Sir Walter of Bompton, his force comes down off the hillside, down to the lowlands to dispatch what remains of these Welsh that still defy English rule. It would be one thing for them to disperse into the countryside and live out the rest of their lives in peace, which is really all we wish for them to do. But no. They rummage through the land, pillaging, burning, adopting guerrilla tactics, you know, what have you. And today's the day where that ends. Here they go. Here comes their longbowmen now moving out to engage us. They will have a range advantage. Let's go ahead and disperse our cavalry. Yep, longbowmen already opening up. Our Welsh taking some fire. Let's go ahead and have our infantry keep advancing. Oh, our cavalry taking some hits, getting hit in the side. Longbowmen very effective there. We don't want to charge our cavalrymen just yet because these spearmen will do some damage. I don't want to lose too many of my knights. My peasant archers now firing back with some flaming arrows of their own. Excellent.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Yes, it
If we
is.
remain true
Go ahead and pull our
steadfast,
cavalry back out of there. They have
victory
taken a good bit of losses, and now the Welsh fleeing, running into my allied forces here. Unit 1, halt. Sir Walter's going to get in on this over here.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men. By St. George. our men
Excellent.
have slain the
I was just
enemy
about to pan the camera over to that cavalry fight, but it looks like no point. So go ahead and shut our archers off. Don't need them firing on their own men. Oh man, that's it. That unit of cavalry was completely wiped out. Send that unit out there to run them down. General will stay back here. And that last unit of spearmen looks like they're just going to fight to the last. There's nothing much else to say. Complete annihilation of this Welsh force. They got some good hits in on me. You know, they took out a good bit of my one unit of cavalry there, but their captain, their leader, has been killed. The majority of their force has been annihilated. There's only 17 men left.
that goes to only men of great virtue.
I'd say Wales has been effectively subdued.
Glory, honor.
And Walter of Bompton earning himself another victory. Trait increase.
Hail my king.
Aspiring commander, confident defender, or comp, whatever. Feels appreciated. Yeah, he's +1 and loyal now. Loyalty, I should say. Can't talk today. Retrain these units that suffered some casualties. So alright, that rebel force effectively annihilated there. Next turn we'll have another rebel force to dispatch down here as the King of England, William the Conqueror, at age 59, choosing to not rest on his laurels and to sally forth and dispatch this damn pesky unit of rebels. Go ahead and send the longbowmen down here as well, get some experience in for them. Where's our spy? Let's move our spy over this way. See what we can see. A brigand force down here. So France has their own problems as well with brigands. As our diplomat looks, we have caught sight of the Russian border, so we know there is a Russian town probably right here.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Let's head over that way and see what we can see. And with that said, there's really nothing much else to be done. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We can move these ships this way. And let's end the turn. Sorry, text messaging in the middle of this. And finally, Prince Ruthus is engaged to that person, Miss Stringer. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her damn name. All it took was a dog, man. Chicks love dogs. So there you go, Rufus. Venice is now the strongest faction. They are currently warring with the Byzantines, and Walter feels appreciated. Yay. Our diplomats ready. Our merchants ready. Our merchant... Oh, I don't want to build another merchant. Sorry about that. Go away. Our merchant... Where was the other one that was really... 16 florins. Let's go ahead and send him up here to trade wool there.
I'll continue once I have rested, sire.
Yeah, okay. Build another ship to carry our diplomat across the oceans. The Byzantines and the Holy Romans are now allies. That is a very interesting alliance. The Venetians own this territory right in this region right here, just around the Alps, down through here. That's what they own. The Byzantines are over in this area, just on their borders, so their conflict is brewing around this region all through here. We can speculate. You can see a Holy Roman flag right there. The Holy Romans are just north of the Venetians, so now the Venetians are pretty much facing the possibility of war on all fronts. That is not a good position for them to be in. We can take a look and see who their allies are. The Holy Romans are not at war with the Venetians yet, but with them being allies with the Byzantines, Byzantines are enemies of Venice. Venice is not allies with anybody. Ooh, bad, sticky situation there for them. We need to do something about our income, because we're currently not making money, or at least not very fast.
We'll drop anchor until morning, sire.
And that is a very strong force over there in Dublin. The Scots diplomat has arrived, so we're not sure what the Scottish are talking about with the Irish. Are they giving them terms? Are they starting trade agreements? Are they... Hard to say. Hard to say what's going on there. We can't allow Ireland to fall into the hands of the Scots. We need to do something about our income. But for now, in part, the majority of our income problems is this very, very large force out in the field in the dead of winter. So the king needs to quickly deal with these rebels. 61 men. This is going to be a bloodbath. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. I lost 2 men. Alright. So a unit of brigands who dared defy the King of England. So close to home. Alright, that's a good force. Well, we'll keep these guys. We'll send them over here as well. I forgot there's spearmen already in London. So this force is going to head over to Canaveron, rearm, retrain, and then head across the channel to deal with the Irish. Nothing much. It looks like did they... I'm not sure if a battle was fought there at all. That French army has retreated back across the border into France. Doesn't look like they suffered any casualties, so I'm not sure if a battle was fought there or not. Send our spy down here to scout. Looks like we have the Portuguese now marching north to attack Bordeaux. We need to get that diplomat over here to start trade negotiations with these countries. As we end the turn.
Yes.
We find the Russians? No.
Question, sire.
There we go, Riga.
Yes.
Alright, next turn we'll finally reach Russia and we'll start trade negotiations with them. More kids? Oh my fucking god. Hubert of Drowwich. He's got a monk. Oh, that's our priest. Okay. Milan and Hungary have now allied themselves.
At your service.
Alright, our merchant can head over here and start trading wool. This force is going to head up to Nottingham first because we want to make sure all of our spearmen get their leather armor. Canaveron. Just looking to see what I can build here. Diplomat can get in that boat. Boat will deposit him over here.
Leaving the fleet, sire.
And then he'll head down here to Bordeaux to begin trade talks with the Spanish. And that ship will just stay here in London to guard that port with what little bit of protection it can offer.
A fine day to sail.
Rains, we just go ahead and build a leather tanner down there to retrain our veterans down here and give them some better armor. Okay. Our spy, let's move him as well. Looks like the Portuguese have taken Pamplona. So, alright, nothing much. Another. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. Another brigand force. Looks like there's a lot stronger of a rebel presence in this region than initially anticipated. We'll wait till we retrain our archers, and then we'll sally out again next turn. Let's recruit another unit of spearmen just to back them up. It's getting to be a little bit ridiculous here. End the turn. The French now finally laying siege to Bruges. The Scots still kind of milling about. Oh, we didn't see who. Now Walter feels unappreciated. Go fuck yourself, Walter. He's getting to be moody in his old age. So, alright, as far as family tree-wise, we had some more children. Everybody's got kids now. Excellent. So Prince Rufus has a daughter. Walter of Bompton has a daughter now as well. And it looks like Robert has got the advantage now as far as family lineage goes. She's a little bit younger than Prince Rufus, but as far as age goes now, it looks like the crown will eventually fall to his bloodline. Sorry, this force has been rearmed and retrained. We'll go ahead and head them out. Nottingham will keep cranking out longbowmen. The French engaging Bruges looks like they might have that in the bag. We really need to start worrying about what the French might be able to do once they take over that city. Over here we can begin trade negotiations with the Russians finally. And see what they own. So they own pretty much everything north here. Alright, now that we're over here, we can head south and find the Hungarians.
Tomorrow's journey planned out, sire.
This diplomat will continue his journey south.
Approaching their dignitaries, sire. Where to, sire?
We'll just move our spy back over here so he can keep eyes on that region. Alright, well, let's deal with these pesky rebels.
Yes, sire. Moving to crush the enemy. Victory!
Captain Edgar, well-rounded force, some spearmen, some archers, longbowmen, and some mailed knights.
I wish they'd never been born, sire.
Will they? We'll see about that. See how this pans out as the city guard of London sally forth yet again to take care of these damn rebels in the woods. And it's hard to speculate where these rebels are coming from. Oh, I don't like this terrain. It's hard to speculate where these rebels could be coming from. Let's go ahead and deploy down here and hopefully try to draw this force into the clearing and fight. I don't like fighting in the woods. It's just too cluttered and I can't see anything, and it's just I hate it. Cavalry, or mass cavalry force. And then Mr. Mr. William the Conqueror back here. Alright. So they're on the far side of that citadel. We'll leave Robert in the tree line. Keep the cavalry hidden over there. It does make for some very pretty cinematography, though, for this battle. I like how the town guard have round shields instead of the oblong ones like the spear militias and all that. How they have. Very impressive, and this is still a very early force. You know, later in the game you start to command knights and all different types of units. So spearmen pretty much, or instead of being my only infantry choice, they eventually start to become pretty much just defensive units and units just meant to just hold ground. And there's Mr. William the Conqueror, the King of England himself. All these cavalrymen, though. It's a very impressive sight, all these soldiers on horseback. You can imagine what those stables smell like. Not catching eyes on the rebel force, though. We know they are over here. You can see their flag around the back of this citadel. There's their unit of cavalry. If they're smart, they'd position their longbowmen up on the hill by that citadel, so they'll have the height advantage over us. The force now enters the clearing. As I was saying, it's hard to speculate where these rebels could be coming from. They could be remnants of the Welsh military that now that their homeland's been taken over by the English flag, they could have dispersed into the woods, infiltrated the main body of the English-held territory, and have launched a counter-invasion. It could be just a highly organized and sizable force of rebels that are banding together and maybe trying to exploit all the chaos and massive troop movements going on with the English military right now. They could be mobilizing their forces to try and loot and pillage. It's hard to say. And here we go, just moving up north. Looks like that unit of mailed knights coming down over the hill. There's spear militia up there, and there's a longbowman in the background coming up. It's not wasting any time, moving closer to engage us. You could say that maybe this citadel up there is where these rebels are based out of. We've managed to track them back to their base to because the army was initially deployed out in the open in the field, so maybe they were using this as a deployment zone. Maybe this is where they were camping out in this citadel in the middle of this forest here. So finally driving this rebel force back to their stronghold, and we're going to snuff them out once and for all. Have the cavalry force deploy down here in the valley, and they'll be able to run down and smash any survivors from this encounter here. Looks like the king's taking archery fire. Move him back. Get our peasant archers firing here. I'm surprised this close to the enemy cannot see our town militia. They are hiding. You know, the graphics of this game isn't exactly top notch, but that little icon down here for the town militia says they're hiding. So they are in tall grass or shrubs or whatever. They're down low, crouched. The enemy cannot see them right now. So just an initial skirmish here with some archers, just to thin the enemy down a little bit. We'll go ahead and advance with our town guard. And the enemy now immediately beginning to break up their movements a little bit. Move the king a little bit closer. Keep advancing. Bring our knights closer as well. And we'll go ahead and just press forward with the general attack. This is going to be absolutely devastating. Move the king forward to inspire his men on.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash
Yeah, we've
them.
smashed them. Absolutely. The archers are fleeing. Their only line of defense is now fleeing. Have the spearmen press in and engage the
enemy
mailed
are
knights.
badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
And it's a general rout.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Run them down. Go ahead and have our archers or our spearmen march up here, and their leader's been taken out. Yep, this rebel force is all but done. So William, at age 60 or however old he is now, still proving to be a very capable commander, not flinching from the sight of blood and leading forces into battle at all, as the bodies litter the ground all around him. A lot of things may be said about the man, about his temper, about how cruel he is, about how just malicious of a leader he might be, but if there's one thing that he is not, it's a coward. And look at the massed unit of spearmen, all the town guard of London, proving they are anything but just guards. They are capable of sallying forth and carrying the fight to the enemy if need be. Minimal losses suffered throughout that whole engagement, so not bad. There's a unit fleeing over here. Oh yeah, run them down. Let's go ahead and speed up the battle time here for the sake of time. As that unit of cavalrymen charge after that last unit to gain themselves some free experience. Maybe they'll rank up. We'll see here in a second. Yep, they did. Yay, cool.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue and valor.
Iced coffee, man, it's my savior. So, alright, peace now reigns supreme throughout the realm yet again. William the Conqueror smashing the enemy, maintaining safety in his lands, retraining the units that suffered casualties there. This force can continue its march. Let's Moving forward a little bit. Continue his march over the Canaveron. And what else is there to do? That spies moved. I believe that's it. Let's go ahead and end the turn. French just moving around there a little bit. Continue your journey.
Approaching their dignitary, sire.
We can talk to
Tomorrow's
that.
journey planned out, sire.
Talk to the Portuguese while we're down here as well. There's another family, another daughter. Prince Rufus the Wrathful now has a drill master as well. Reigns, they have a leather tanner, so we can go ahead and upgrade our men here with leather armor. So Hungary and the Holy Romans are at war with each other. They are neighbors. Milan is now at war with the Byzantines, but they're not, which is good for the Venetians, but Milan is not allies with the Milanese, so it's interesting. Alright, and this force has now arrived. We can go ahead and put them on the boat. Mr. Walter wouldn't want him to feel bored. We'll go ahead and unappreciated, we'll put him on the boat. What do we have here? Spearmen, longbowmen, a unit of cavalry, a veteran unit of cavalry, a unit of English spearmen, and the rest of these guys can sit back here and guard Canaveron. Dublin, never saw it coming.
Hail, my king. As you will, my king, to battle.
We don't have enough action points to siege a town, it looks like, but the following turn we will. Right now we hold the port. The Irish have finally come to grips with the English now, and now we have to wait and see what the Scots do to retaliate. Inverness looks like they've built up a little bit of force since we last checked there. We need to also be on guard in case they try to build another merchant. In case they tried, the Scots might try to launch a counter invasion into our territory. Not sure where we stand with them right now. We are currently trading with them. That does not mean we're allies. Over here, our diplomat, we gotta move him down here to find the Hungarians.
Without question, sire. Tomorrow's
Who's this?
journey planned
Oh,
out,
the German
sire.
guy. He doesn't have enough action points. Our spy.
Sire.
Let's move him back over this way.
Of course, sire. I am
And that's really all that can be done this turn. Not a whole lot of money to work with yet again. Looks like the French did not manage to take Bruges, so the French suffering a pretty big military loss there. Oh. A moment of silence for William the Conqueror. He fought his last battle. He might have caught ill when he was out fighting in the snow, but the man was determined to not die on his deathbed like some old, pitiful wreck of a man. Instead of living out the rest of his days in peace, he lived out the rest of his days like he did the majority of his golden years on the battlefield, commanding his men. Hats off to you. Rest in peace, William. The crown now falls to King Rufus the Wrathful out of Nottingham. It is time for him to take his place in London, in the capital. Merchant's been completed in York. Put him... Is there anything to trade over here? Not really. Some dyes down here worth 8. Coal worth 10. And what's up here? Iron worth 20. We'll put him up there. You start trading iron. The Holy Roman Empire and Hungary have broken off their war with each other. Currently got another unit of longbowmen. So alright, let's look at our family tree real quick and see where we're at. More daughters. Oh man. King Rufus, that's weird now. King Rufus the Wrathful, age 37, has now 2 daughters, Salua and Maria. Getting about one a year. He needs to start getting some sons here. Prince Robert is now the heir at 35, and he has a son. So that that branch of the family tree right now looks to be where the crown's going to be falling. Over here in Dublin, the Irish are getting ready to fall to the English. Whatever talks they were in with the Scots are now over, as Mr. Walter of Bompton has arrived. We're going to... Oh, Irish kerns. That's cool. We'll go ahead and recruit some of the local populace to fight alongside us as well. That's what Walter's good at, hiring local mercenaries that are willing to join the fight against their oppressors. So, hats off to you and your oh, okay. The Portuguese now have arrived outside of Angers. Let's talk to them.
Is there something I can do for you, noble lord?
Give them our map information if they give us theirs, and offer some trade rights.
It seems we have reached an agreement. Good. This concludes our
So where are they at? They have this. That's their castle. Duh. So they own a couple territories. So they're about on par with Spain right now.
Yes.
We're now trading with them,
Tomorrow's
bringing our
journey
total
planned
trade
out.
per turn to 1291. Not bad. Our merchant trade in total is bringing us an extra 55 florins per turn. So like I said in the beginning, every little bit counts. We should think about getting a watchtower built down here to the south. I don't want to take Robert out of that castle though, because my income will drop.
Aye, sire.
Not a whole lot else to do. We can move our merchant or move our diplomat south still, even though he is set to auto move. But it's always smart to move him yourself in case he runs into an enemy or something like that. He'll just stop dead in his tracks instead of navigating around. So with that, we'll end the turn. The Irish won't last long, only 2 turns until they surrender or fall between our blades, one or the other. It's good to see the French suffer that big military defeat against Bruges. That massive force they have building, I don't see anywhere on the campaign map, so maybe they suffered a horrible fate at the hands of the people of Bruges, or, oh no, somebody else just died. Somebody died. That's what that noise was. I don't know who. It wasn't on my side, though, thankfully. Go ahead and build a chapel in Canaveron. Make sure our public order doesn't fall. That is one thing I am a little bit worried about in each one of these settlements, is public order, because that does have a uncanny ability to out of nowhere just fall through the floor. So what the fuck? We have a Portuguese army arriving on our shores. That was not part of our trade agreement.
Your will, sire. Sire.
Not part of our agreement at all.
Orders. Sire. Yes, sire. Merging armies, my lord.
Keep a unit of spearmen.
Orders.
What the hell are you doing on our shores? Robert sent a diplomat south to talk to the Portuguese. We managed to secure trade rights and map information. We did not secure permission for them to trespass in our lands.
I see no
We are now trading with the Spanish, and we have their map information as well. And let's go talk to the Moors. They're down here.
Approaching their dignitary, sire. Where to, sire? With discretion.
I'm just
sire.
using my
I shall
my spy here to explore the map a little bit. I'm worried that Portuguese force, because how the game mechanics work, since there's no army in Caen right now, they might auto attack it to try and take the city. But there will be a unit of spearmen there next turn, so they won't just walk right in. But in case that happens and they try to attack it, the spearmen being in that city will trigger a battle, and then my main force here will of course be allies in that battle and will effectively smash them. But very, very, very interesting move by the Portuguese here. Have no idea what the hell that's all about. There has been no raven sent, no word, no prior warning to them launching a military force arriving on our shores like that. Maybe they have an intent to try and take Angers from an unexpected direction, but nevertheless, no permission was given for them to land troops on our shores. Let's go ahead and end the turn. The French now arriving with a princess. What does she want? And the Irish have chosen blood. Captain Henry with a good, nice, strong force, town militia, kerns, some archers, and these Golgiach. These guys are vicious. They are armed with giant axes. They're very formidable fighters. They are wearing white light armor, but they have an attack of 17 versus our spear militia's defense of 9. Sorry. Okay, we can't click on my guys. I believe they have a defense of 9 or 5 or something like that. So they're going to be pretty much able to cut right through my spearmen. Luckily, though, we have cavalry, and they don't. So, this is going to be a bloody fight. As I click this launch battle button, click that like button down below if you like this series, and help out my channel. God has aroused the spirit of kings and princes to root up from the earth the enemies of the Christian name. Pause the battle. Go ahead and set up our battle line here. Where are the enemy? They're going to be coming down this main road there in the middle. So we'll set up a nice big long battle line here. Our longbowmen, take them off skirmish. They'll be in the foreground. Our kerns will be over here. They are armed with javelins, so they'll be able to do some skirmishing. Walter, just behind his men in the center. One unit of cavalry, head over that way to flank. This unit, head over that way to flank as well. Looks like the longbowmen already... Holy shit! Longbowmen already engaging. Let's pull them back. Change our battle line a little bit. Where's the damn Golgiach? Right there. Get stuck in. Holy shit. So the battle has been joined straight up. The Irish not wasting a beat, jumping straight out the gate and attacking me. My right flank is in serious trouble. These Golgiach are going to carve right through us. But cavalry now hitting the flank. Hopefully this is going to break them. My other unit of cavalry now arriving. All my spearmen got to do is hold. Yep. Longbowmen, hold your fire.
If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
All these archers are dead.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward. and break the spirit. Only half the enemy force remains.
Alright, now that the enemy's been routed, we'll go ahead and move our archers up.
The enemy army flees the
Continue.
field. Pursue and run them
Kill
down.
every last one of them. And the Irish leader now, the captain, has been killed as he flees, and Henry and his bodyguard running down the last of them now, fighting on the front lines though against spearmen. Gotta get them out of here. Alright, enough pursuing. Captured 239 prisoners. Jesus. And that's all that's left right now. They're in the center. We need to go in there and finish them off. They sallying forth? Hold on. Reform the line. Our longbowmen will have range. Yeah, they're already opening up. Sallying forth yet again. Now that they've regrouped in the center of town, trying to rush back out. One last attempt to break our line. However, that's going to be a huge mistake. It's getting cut down by these archers. There's our captain dead there. You see him right above my captain, or right above Henry's icon. Their dead captain lying in the street. They're pretty much standing straight in front of our longbowmen. Oh my god. Let's make this interesting. They're just standing there. They're trying to get themselves organized or something? I don't know, but flaming arrows coming in now. Try to break their morale. My Kerns, my mercenaries, skirmishers here on the side, hurling javelins into the mix. We pretty much broke them again. Charge forward again. As the cavalry pushes them back into town and cuts them down even more, we'll go ahead and advance with two of our more beefy units of spearmen. Keep our skirmishers on the front. Halt. Bring them back. Get these guys staged to advance next. I could go for a flanking maneuver and try to hit them on two different sides, but I just don't really feel like setting that up right now. A frontal assault will do just fine. We'll lose some men, but if they keep advancing and pulling back and advancing and pulling back the way they have been, my archers are just going to massacre them. Speaking of that, we can go ahead and move them forward a little bit. Yeah, they have some archers left. Just Irish Kerns, so don't really have much of a ranged ability left on their part. So yeah, so my longwomen don't have range all the way up into town, but that's fine. Go ahead and move Henry forward to give them that little morale boost. Alright, let's go ahead and get stuck in here. You see these axemen now down here in close combat with my massive unit of spearmen. They are very vicious fighters, but they can do quite a good bit of damage. But against such a massive, amount of spearmen going in there against them, there's only so much they can do. They are backed up by a unit of town militia themselves, but it's only going to be a matter of time before they're completely all cut down. You see my spearmen are pretty much advancing through their lines here without taking very many losses at all. Soon enough they're about to have some reinforcements. Go ahead and send... I'm not going to send the general in. Yeah, now they're completely surrounded. Whatever. Have the general join the combat here at the end and help finish off the last of these men. They are surrounded on all sides. The general's out here all by himself, though. His bodyguard needs to get up here. Get stuck in, boys. Just taking them all on by himself, isn't he? Look at this. Henry here. Henry of Bompton. There's some more cavalry now coming into the rear. That's it. Henry of Bompton there leading the charge, leaving his bodyguard behind, sallying forth and cutting down a few men single-handedly. Now he's backing out of combat, letting the knights finish off the last of the men. And with that bloody massacre there, Ireland has now fallen. I've lost 99 men. Not a single survivor under the command of Captain Henry. The Irish potentially in peace talks with the Scottish and maybe joining forces against English expansion. We'll never know. And looks like windmills are now a thing. Cool.
Your orders, sire. Yes, sire. Tomorrow's journey planned out, sire.
Mission success. We've been given 2,500 florins. London is now ready to upgrade. Scholas, somebody had a son. Matilda, somebody's dead. Walter of Bompton had gained some trade increases. He's +2 to his chivalry. He's very noble, allowing the people of Ireland to live instead of massacring the town like some brute barbarian would. It's amazing what people expect of us, They expect us to just come in and burn and kill everyone in the town. That's not what we're all about. We're about bringing peace and prosperity to the world. Let's go ahead and move him up here and build a watchtower.
Yes, my liege. This tower will keep vigil over the lands. Yes.
Farms. That's what we're all about. Coming into your land, unifying the people of England. That's the message we've been trying to preach this whole time. This whole time. We're not here. You know, our objective is simple: to unify the continent of England, to bring us all under one flag, to establish ourselves as our own sovereign state, away from French rule, away from French monarchy. It's a new world we're trying to build here. These backward ways of feudal lords with their own territories consumed by their own greed, that is the way of the past. We are the way of the future. So let's look at expanding our economy now that our goals have been pretty much accomplished, that we set out from the beginning. We have unified the majority of mainland England. Scotland has not made any moves so far. We need to start looking about maybe potentially bringing them under the English flag as well. It is the only territory left in England to be conquered other than Inverness to the north. The people of the north, very stubborn folk. They've been at war and at odds with the people of Edinburgh for quite some time. We can maybe potentially seek to exploit that. We'll have to wait and see. Let's look at our family tree here. Robert had a son. Excellent. So, yeah. Or did he have a daughter? Who had a child? Somebody had a child. Scholast. Okay, so he had a daughter as well. Another daughter. All girls. My God. I thought that was a boy's name, to be honest. So we have a surplus in cash right now, and we're going to have a surplus in cash continuing. This Portuguese force still on our shores, and their transports have left. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm going to have to keep that force in the castle. I got a bunch of emergency vehicles driving by my house right now. I'm not sure what that's all about. But we need to keep that force in the castle because feeding them in the field is going to cost us a lot of money. So to conclude this episode, we need to start laying out some objectives and figuring out what we're going to do with this little bit of cash surplus we get right now. Our diplomats have moved.
Yes, my lord. Sire. Approaching their dignitary, sire.
So let's think about what our next set of objectives should be. The French have already shown an interest in Bruges, and they've substantially softened up the town. If you remember what their banner looked like before that battle was fought there, it was a lot bigger than that. So the people of Bruges, their military force, have suffered heavy casualties fending off the French. Maybe it's time to talk to them about maybe seeking protection from the English. We'll have to see how those cards pan out. We can't allow the French to take Bruges. If they do take that town, they will have a port, and they will have direct naval access to mainland England. Currently, they don't. They're landlocked from the north. Down south, they do own Marseille, and whatever this Marseille, or whatever the hell this town is here, this castle is here. But the ability for them to get a fleet all the way around is a little bit daunting at this point in the game. So we can't allow them to be able to threaten mainland England. We are at peace with them right now, and we are expanding our territory and our military capabilities very quickly. So for the French to go seeking war with us would be a very ill-advised move, but nevertheless, we can't allow them to gain any tactical advantage over us at all if we're going to keep our advantage in the game. The Portuguese, I really don't know what else to do with them right now other than declare war. They have landed troops on our soil uninvited. They need to be made an example out of. They don't own any territory close by, however they are a direct naval threat. Reims could potentially be a soft target for them as well. Reims, whatever. So I think it's pretty much obvious we need to construct walls. So let's go ahead and build greater defenses in Reims. And with them being a naval threat, we should look at building ships as well. So let's build 2 more cogs. This fleet can sail south. Walter's going to head back to Dublin once this turns up. And 1,339 florins left. Let's see what else we can do. Probably communal farming is just going to be the way to go. Yeah. That'll increase our food production, which of course will increase our overall farming income, which will increase our profits, which will allow us to build more men. So let's end the turn and see what happens, and then we'll go ahead and call it for the day. This French princess keeps poking around the gates of Caen. Not sure what in the world she's doing. Scots are building a force now. Send an emissary to Hungary. So alright, now we know where a Hungarian city is.
Without question, sire.
Lowine and Melina, so more children are being born. Our diplomat down here has gained a foreign dignitary, so he has +1 influence when he's dealing with foreigners.
Approaching their dignitary, sire.
Retinue expands.
Tomorrow's journey planned.
And a Scottish cardinal has died. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the Milanese, or the Portuguese, have left our lands. I guess they landed a military force to the north to attack the people of France from a different angle. The French are not going to like the fact that we allowed that to happen. That might provoke some hostilities between us and the French. Thanks a lot, Portuguese. Robert and his forces down here, though, are more than a match for anything the French will send against us. So there's nothing really to worry about for the moment. We have a strong naval force now that's being built up here in the English Channel to defend against any more naval landings that may occur. Reims is building its wooden walls to increase our defenses, because at this point I am very unsure about what the Portuguese are doing. It is a computer after all. The Scots up here in the north building their military might. Maybe us taking out the Irish has triggered something, and now the Scots might be marching to war, not happy with how the English just blatantly marched in and took the city of Dublin out from underneath of them. Again, going to war with the English might not be a smart idea for the Scots to do, but that looks to be what their intent is, mustering a very large force out in the field like that. We do have the defenses in place to handle whatever they throw at us, but that's going to be a very rough fight. We did have more children being born here towards the end. More girls! But it looks like Walter of Bompton has had a son, Lowine of Bompton. So he has a son now. We do have some sons to fill the void in all these females now. So our lineage from William the Conqueror looks like it's being secured evermore as the years go by. So with that, that'll do it for this video for the day. It's probably a pretty lengthy one. A lot was accomplished in this video. We managed to accomplish our first set of objectives of securing our borders, bringing the greater part of the English Empire under our control. Our forces down in the south still unopposed. The French distracted by instead of launching any attacks into Robert's lands, distracted by this new offensive from the Portuguese and their military campaign to take the city of Bruges to have a tactical advantage over us has ended in total failure for the French. We've brokered some new trade deals. We've filled in the map a little bit, expanded our borders. All in all, a pretty successful few turns there. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Give it a like down below if you liked it. Comment if you got a comment or question or anything for me. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care.